Hi guys, I'm Kasha. Welcome to the channel, to my wonderland. It is again coffee time, and today I'm here to show you how self-control doesn't work. So basically I wanted to not order so many books since I got a lot before summer, but somehow I've ended up with 24 more books. Needless to say, there are also more books on the way to me.
Shame. Shame.
There are 24 books, so I'm not even gonna attempt to carry all of them because I'm gonna fail. I know this because they're all piled up there and I can see them staring at me, and there are too many. But for most of them, I do have good reasons for purchasing them, so I'm gonna try to make this quick to go and fly over the 24 new books that I need to add to my bookshelves. So at the point of this video, I still have not rearranged my bookshelves for a long time. I hope to have time to rearrange them after this book haul so that at least I'm ready when the new books come. Let's start by one of the Owl Crate books that I received, and that is Mirage by Sumaya Dodd, and I got this one on the Owl Crate, I believe it was September if I'm not wrong, and it was a book that was on my wish list already, so I was happy to receive it. It came with an exclusive cover and also signed by the author. And this is the story of a girl that all her life she's been a dreamer, but one day she's been taken to the palace because she looks exactly the same as the princess. So they want to use her as a body double because a lot of people hate the princess, so they want to use her as her double. Then we have Unfiltered by Lily Collins, and this is a book that I have been meaning to read for the longest time, basically since it was released, because I really like Lily Collins. I've liked her last movies. I loved the Netflix movie, I think it was like To the Bone was that called, and I really enjoyed it. So I wanted to read her book and also to read something a little bit different from the regular books that I read. And it's basically a book where she opens up about body struggles, body image and things like that as well, so I'm super excited. Then we have one of the most beautiful books of 2018, and that is The Outsider by Stephen King. I absolutely love this cover, and the cover has this kind of like sandpaper kind of feeling to it, and it's just gorgeous. It is fantastic. I mean, just look at it. And I really wanted this book and I didn't get it, and then I realized they were releasing a different hardcover edition that I did not like as much as I like this one. So I was like, okay, I need to get it like right now before they only have the other one available. So Stephen King has been writing more thriller books instead of just horror like he used to do, but I totally welcome his new thrillers. I think they're fantastic. I still have not read this one, but I'm really dying to read it. Then I got a couple of thrillers secondhand because I want to read some thrillers this winter, and the first one is by Nikki French called Land of the Living, and basically it's this girl, she wakes up and she has this hood over her head and her hands are tied, but she doesn't know why she's there or where the F she is. So I thought this was a cool start and I'm really intrigued by it. Then I got The Calling of the Grave by Simon Beckett, and I absolutely loved his other book, The Chemistry of Death, and so I decided to pick this one up. It was on a second-hand store and I thought, you know, why not, let's give it a try. And it is this cool floppy paperback that I really like, so I'm really excited to see if I will like this one as well. And I ordered these second-hand books normally online, so they also had a copy of The Chemistry of Death, and I thought it was gonna come in the same format, but no, they sent me a mass paperback of it, so I don't know if I'm gonna keep it. I think I'm gonna try to look for a nicer edition. I'm not a huge fan of mass paperbacks. I know that a lot of people love mass market paperbacks. I'm not one of them. So I might be getting rid of this one and just get try to get an edition like this one so that they match, and if not, just a nicer, bigger copy of it. But if you're looking for a cool thriller, I can definitely recommend you The Chemistry of Death, because I've already read this one, but I still have not read this one. Then I have a book that I recently bought and read right away for my Witchathon, and that is How to Hang a Witch by Adriana Mather. And I got this book late on my Witchathon, so I didn't include it in the first video that I did of my Witchathon TBR. And this book was everything. I read it like in 2 days and I was just obsessed with it. I absolutely loved everything about this book. At the beginning you think it's going to be the regular story of a girl that moves into a new house and starts at a new school, and of course she's the outsider, so she's having trouble adapting. But then this evolves to be like a mystery full of legends and cool stories and cool characters and witches, and it was just fantastic. If you're looking for a cool witch book, this is it. Then we have To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo, and I got this one very simple because I was looking through Amazon, saw it on sale, loved the cover, and I was meaning to buy more books about sea creatures and things like that, so why not? All I know is that it takes place on the sea and that there is like a sea princess, and there is also like an evil queen or something like that. That's all I know. So I'm not sure if it's kind of like a retelling of The Little Mermaid or not, but I'm really excited to read it because this year there's been multiple books about sea witches that have been released and I still have not got to any of them, so at least now I have a copy of this one so I can read it. Then we have The Boneless Mercies, and I'm gonna butcher this name if I try to pronounce it, but let's give it a go. It is by April Genevieve Tucholke or Tucholk, something like that. So this has been praised by Laini Taylor, and I have seen these when people started getting arcs from it, and it did sound really interesting. And again, I was looking for Amazon and this was on sale and I had a coupon, so I just got it for really cheap and I'm super excited. And then there's this author that takes like classical tales from vampires and things like that and gives them a twist. And I saw a book by him that was only like $2.50 or something like that, and it was another book of a classic story with a twist, and that is Unholy Night by Seth Graham Smith. And this is supposed to be a retelling of the Three Kings, you know, when they go and visit the baby Jesus and all of that. And I thought this would be a great, fun, you know, dark novel to read over Christmas, because he always makes everything bloody and gore and things like that. So I'm excited to see what he did with this one and what kind of story are we getting. And he always uses vampires, and I believe he uses vampires in this book as well, and I think ghosts. So I'm like confused and excited at the same time to see what he did, how he retold the story. Another book that I got for this winter, because in winter I'm always in the mood for spooky books, is The Dead House by Dawn Kurtagi. And it says 25 years ago, Elmbridge High School burned down. 3 students were killed in the blaze, 20 were injured, and 1, Carly Johnson, disappeared. For 2 decades, little was uncovered about what became known as the Johnson Incident. So I thought this would be an interesting mystery spooky story, so I grabbed it. Another thriller that I got thinking of my winter readings, it is Carthage by Joyce Carol Oates, and I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. I believe that's the name of the town. And it is a very basic story in which in a small town community there is a girl that disappears, and then there's investigations made and things like that. But it had good reviews, so I'm gonna give it a try. And the cover also helped with the purchase, let's be honest. Then we have the 2 books that I got for the October month in the Owl Crate, and those were, first of all, Pride by Ibi Zoboi, which is a retelling from Price and Prejudice. And this book came also with an exclusive cover, which the difference was just the pink color, but also the book naked is pink. It came signed, and the end pages were also exclusive, and they look like this. And then we have Shadow of the Fox by Julie Kagawa, and this one also came with an exclusive cover and signed. And this is a fantasy story, and we have a shapeshifter, we have a mysterious scroll, we have a secret assassin, and all of this is wrapped up with Japanese culture and lore. So this just sounds fantastic, and I need to get to this book ASAP. Then another random thriller that I picked is The Girl in the Woods by Greg Olson. I got this one through Amazon because it was only $2.40 or something like that, and I was like, why not? Let's give it a try. But it is a basic novel in which an investigator gets a call that somebody has found a foot in the woods. Very normal thing to happen. So like always with thrillers, we'll see if I like it. It's always a hit or miss, you know. Sometimes I really enjoy them, and other times everything is just so predictive and so expected that it makes the book less enjoyable. The next purchase came because I was watching someone's video, like sometimes happens, and they mentioned an author that they had been reading that they really liked, and this video was from Books and Lala, and she mentioned that she really liked an author, and then I went to Amazon and I saw one of these author's books was on sale and I bought it. I'm talking about A.S. King, and the book is Reality Boy. So from all the ones from A.S. King that I found on Amazon, this one was on sale for I believe 3 or 4 euros, and it was the hardcover, so I decided to pick it up and give it a chance. If any of you have already read A.S. King, let me know down below what are your thoughts on this author. It is about this boy that when he's 5, his mother basically invites a whole crew of a program for television to come and record their whole lives, and years later he's still kind of frustrated and dealing with it, that everybody has been able to see everything from his life. So it's something interesting because I've never really read anything like this, so I'm excited to pick it up. And then I finally got myself a copy of Vengeful by V. Schwab. So I was waiting for this hardcover edition because it matches my Vicious book. You can see my Vicious book is here, and this is the matching collector's edition that they released. I believe this is a UK exclusive. It's fantastic. I adore it, and it also has super beautiful end pages. Take a look at them. And also on the cover, on the naked cover, come on you guys, this is just so beautiful. This one is bigger than Vicious, so we're getting more pages about our characters, and I am super excited. If you don't know, Vicious has been one of my favorite books from 2018, and I don't know why it has taken me this long to read that book, but now I'm excited that I can get into Vengeful. And the last 7 books that I have to haul for you are books that I got in England. So I went to Birmingham to attend the Star Trek Destination, and it is a convention that they do based only on Star Trek. So I went to Birmingham, and I always love when I'm in Birmingham to go to Waterstone, and it is this beautiful bookstore that has many levels. One of them includes a coffee shop with coffee. Yes, I did get my coffee time there as well. And at the beginning I was thinking maybe I'll get 1 book, maybe 2, and that's it. Well, I ended up buying 7 books. You guys know how this works. At Waterstone they have this beautiful thing called buy 1 get 1 half price, and so I used that to buy 4 books. The first one is What If It's Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera, and I love this cover because it was different from all the covers that I had seen so far. So I'm not sure if this is like a specific new edition for the UK or what, but I had not seen this one yet, and I really am excited to read this book since I read this year Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda, and I loved it so much, so I am really excited to read this one. Then I got The Chalkman by C.J. Tudor, and this is one of my most expected releases for this fall because basically Stephen King praised this book, and also because I really loved the story. And I love this edition because, let me show you the pages. I mean, look at that. Isn't that cute? And also the spine. I mean, look at it. It is fantastic. I love that detail. It's basically the story of a kid that gets notes from a so-called chalkman, and they lead him to discover a dead body, and years later he has forgotten about this incident, but then he gets a letter on the mail from the chalkman. Then I got One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus, and I have been meaning to also pick up this book and read it because I was very intrigued about the plot. Basically 5 students go into detention and only 4 of them come out alive, so who is the murderer? And also the pages were so pretty and red that I had to take it. And then I got City of Ghosts by V. Schwab, and I do want to get the hardcover of these because I like the hardcover better. I know a lot of people love this paperback and love this cover, but for some reason I like the hardcover more. I don't know why. I believe it's the color scheme or something. I just really love it, and I love that she's kind of walking with a cat on the hardcover. But until I get that one, I just couldn't resist to pick up this paperback because I really want to read it like now. And so I decided to pick it up anyways because it's V. Schwab, and after reading Vicious this year, I'm pretty sure that everything written by her I'm gonna love. This book is set in Scotland, and it is about a girl that has a gift, and this gift is that she can see spirits. So spooky middle grade adventure, I'm down for it. Then a book that was lying there that I thought was very interesting just because it was different from everything else I've seen, so I had to take it. And that is Draw the Line by Laurent Leen. And the cover already called my attention because it looks a little bit different. It looks a little bit like a comic, if you can see. Let me give you a little close-up of this cool cover. So basically we follow the story of a teenager who is a nerd, a geek, and gay in Texas, which does not make his life very easy. And so the way that he has to evade himself from everything is through comics and creating this kind of like superhero from his comics, and I'm super intrigued about it, and I really want to know what happens in this book, in this story. I'm already interested. And also one of the cool aspects of this book is that in between you get also some pages of the comics that our main character is drawing, and that is really cool. And then I got Dracul by J.D. Barker and Dacre Stoker, and he's, I believe, the great nephew or something like that from Bram Stoker. Let me check that for you. He is the great grandnephew of Bram Stoker. And he found, I believe, some lost manuscripts about Bram Stoker's novel Dracula, and he decided to put it together into this novel. So I'm super excited about it because Dracula is one of those stories that I've always been really passionate about. And funny enough, when I was in Birmingham, after I bought this book, we went that night to watch a Dracula play in a teeny tiny theater in Birmingham, and it was a really interesting experience. It's such a big story being played in a tiny theater with only a couple of actors. The actors were each playing different characters, and they were sometimes playing different scenes on the stage and changing from one scene to the next, and it was just fantastic. And the last one is a book that I've been dying to read, and I was not going to buy it in hardcover, but then something happened while I was in Birmingham, and then I had to. And that is A Map of Days by Ransom Riggs. Now, I don't know if I've mentioned this in this channel, but I love Miss Peregrine's School for Peculiar Children. I freaking love those books. I adore them. And when they finished, I was very sad. And then they announced that A Map of Days was coming out, but at the beginning there were rumors that it was going to be a whole new thing and it was not going to follow the main story. But then we discovered that it was going to follow the main story, and it was going to follow the characters that we loved and adored. So I've been dying to get it. And the reason why I didn't want it in hardcover is because the other 3 books that I have are soft covers. They are just paperbacks, and so I want them to match. But anyways, they've changed a little bit the cover anyways. It's not like grayish anymore. Now it's kind of like golden. But the reason why I really needed this copy is because it is a Waterstones exclusive edition with bonus content. That sold it for me. I knew I had to buy it. It was destiny because I was there in that store that had this specific exclusive edition. So how could I not take it home? And I mean, this book, I mean, come on, look, the end pages are beautiful. The inside of the book is beautiful. Everything is beautiful. It has a freaking map inside. I mean, give me a break. I mean, it's just perfect. It's beautiful, and I really want to read this book before the end of the year because I want to know what happened to my peculiars. Alright, you guys, so these were the 24 books that I had to haul for you in this video. Let me know down below what you thought about them. Are there any of these that you've already read, or some of them that you still want to get yourself? Thanks so much for watching. Give the video a thumbs up for support. Subscribe to the channel. All my other social media is listed down below as always for you guys. And I hope to see you all in the next coffee time. Bye!